Well, hello. Welcome to the KVJ After the Show podcast for a Monday. Brought to you by Buds Chicken and Seafood.
Oh, yeah. Me and Denny's got a butt chicken and seafood date today.
Oh, you do, huh?
We're also going to be working on the, because the last time I didn't go so well when I did the butt chicken and seafood jingle.
Yeah.
Within seconds, Virginia destroyed me on the air.
Yeah.
So we're going to be working on 3 new little jingles.
Oh, you
and then
are?
we're going to see which ones, if, we're going to vote for the ones you guys like.
Yeah.
And the one that gets the most votes will be the jingle. And if no one votes for any of them, back to the drawing board.
Yeah, somebody said, for calling them out today, they said, hey, we got to get a logo together for the bird sauce.
I would love that, yeah.
So they're saying, hey, come on, y'all get with it.
Well, I think what initially would have gone down was they wanted to see how the bird sauce did.
Yeah.
Because, we could have made it and nobody tried it.
It's true.
It was very successful, and it's becoming a staple on their menu now.
Yeah, I think it'd be a good question for them. Is it to the point where we could come up with a logo and a song and everything for it?
I would love that.
Okay. We'll see where we are with that. So, just one of the many projects we got going on here at the KVJ Show. Welcome.
A lot of projects, Coach.
We got a lot. So many projects. So many projects.
Me and Denny's are supposed to do that yoga thing you sent me. What was that? It was yoga. It was couples yoga on the beach. Remember you showed me that? You wanted me and Denny's to recreate it?
Yeah, there's a guy that is a trainer, not my trainer, but a trainer at the gym that I go to, and he does this like couples yoga, and I had seen, I think it was a Super Bowl commercial. They were doing it, and what it is it's almost kind of like acrobatics, and I think he used to be like a gymnast, this trainer. And so it's a lot of weird, it's poses that you do together, like where you will be like holding them up by their legs and stuff like that, maybe using your feet to hold them up. If you go couples yoga and just do a quick Google search, you can see all kinds of different photos of people doing it. I hear it's tough, and he's happy to help you guys if you want, because I think a lot of it is just even placing your foot or hand an inch or two to the right or left can make the difference of you being able to get into the pose and not. So it's kind of a trick to do it, and it's a workout in and of itself just to be in these poses.
So do you think there's any way we could recreate that?
I'm looking at these, man.
There's one the one I loved was the one that, I don't know what they did, but they made their bodies into a heart.
Yeah.
They shaped themselves into a damn heart, Denny's.
Yeah. There's some amazing stuff that they do with it.
Oh, we got that. Oh, it's going to be so much fun.
I think it's one of those things that probably looks a lot easier than it really is. That's why it's probably good. Maybe we can get him involved.
Oh, we're going to film it today after the show. Now we're going to get the guy involved.
You can do it if you want. I just think that ultimately to do some of the more impressive poses, you might need someone to kind of help you out. Would be my thought, but I could be wrong. Maybe give it a try and see how you guys do on your own. And if you guys struggle and have a hard time getting into some of the more difficult poses, you can come help. If not, then don't worry about it.
Okay, because there is some tough poses.
We're going to struggle.
There's one where this guy has got his legs around his neck. It looks like he's sniffing his ass. His own ass.
Yeah, no, you have to, first of all, be strong and flexible to do a lot of these. He's the kind of dude, I don't know if you've ever seen this, where like you'd have, say, just a pole sticking out of the ground. He can take it and extend both of his hands and put his body up.
Like
completely
he's a flag or something.
Yeah, like he's a flag.
That's
like a human
such
flag.
strength, man.
Yeah, so that'll let you know where this guy's fitness level is.
See, that's the guy I would be afraid to get into a fight with, because he's flexible, he's probably really, really quick, and he's strong as shit.
Yeah, you see some people do these kind of pull-ups where they do a pull-up and then they kind of flip over and then they push themselves all the way up.
And then hold the position.
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing that's always got me when I was at the gym. Even when I was a strong guy, I would see these people that do this kind of like stuff, and they're flipping all over the place.
Oh, there's so many ones we're going to try today. You're right, it's very hard.
It is. It's very challenging. But I'm intrigued by it. I kind of like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd like to try maybe some of that stuff too, just see if I can do it. I've always wanted to try, and I've never tried it. I don't know why. But the pull up into the press and that kind of stuff.
I was always made to believe that yoga and meditation, if you pair it together, it's supposed to be just, for your body, mind and
body.
soul.
Yeah, all of them together. Get them all together. It's some powerful stuff. It's what I hear. Some comments coming in today, mail at kvjshow.com. We were talking about kids driving on the lap. Somebody had sent an email and said, yeah, I saw this one of my neighbors or somebody like that lets their kids sit on their lap and they drive them around, and this is down, a regular road. Should I say something to them or not? It's kind of like one of those things, when do you get involved with somebody's parenting? Said, I don't know. I don't know. It's something that we typically would get involved with. I remember when I was a kid, I'd do it on my grandpa's lap, my dad's lap, that kind of stuff. It was down a country road.
Yeah, I mean,
a little different, but
because we didn't have enough details. Obviously, I would never say, yeah, do it on I-95. But the way that you made it sound like it was on a side street by their house, and the dad was teaching the little kid how to drive, which everyone's done that back in the day.
Well, it wasn't even that when I was doing it, it wasn't even like teaching me how to drive. It was just a treat. Like, I'd be like, oh, how cool. And I got to steer the car all the way down the country lane. And then when we got on the, more kind of like county highway kind of thing, that I had to, move over. But it's always such a thrill just to steer it. My dad or grandpa was always there, and they would have taken the wheel. It's not like I could,
of course,
yank us into a ditch. But somebody said, you do realize if they have a fender bender and the airbag deploys, the kid dies. That's the happy thought somebody sent us.
No, I know. I don't live in the what if land, though.
Well, I got to tell you, honestly, I'm not a big fan of that, too. And I realize there's a lot of stuff that I do / have done in my life that if the worst case scenario happened, I would look like the worst dad or worst person ever.
And you're not.
Yeah. And it's like sometimes I'm like, yeah, you know what? But you could live every last little thing you do in life completely by the book. But
yeah, I mean,
want to have a little fun.
You gotta have a little fun, and by the book isn't always a great way to live either. I'm not saying that.
No, things can still happen to you even if you live by the book.
Of course, I don't like what if this happened, or what if that happened? You could do it all right, and what if could happen too,
For
Denny's.
sure. Bend the rules a little.
Yeah. There you go. Thank you, Denny.
They were talking about like reporting them. Come on, what are you doing? You're gonna rat out your neighbor now?
Come on.
Yeah, I think it's got to be something really, really bad. Before you can do that. Somebody did call in calling out their ex-husband for smoking in the car with the kid. Several people texted us on that and said, hey, you do know that is now actually illegal in the state of Florida.
See, that to me is way worse than what that dad was doing with the kid.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So that is something to keep in mind. So if you do see that, then, it's not only do you talk to your husband or your ex-husband and say, look, I'm not happy with you doing this. I think that you say, look, what you're doing is illegal.
It's really weird because Denny's isn't the kind of guy to ever get involved in stuff, really. But the time that he got really fired up was when this really hot girl was at a red light, and he saw her throw she was littering outside.
Throwing trash at her window.
And he made her roll down her window, and she totally thought he was asking her for her number. And I was like, hey, do you just throw that out the window?
I was like, hey, you look like you dropped something back there.
She's like, what are you talking about? I go, don't litter. And she looked at him like she was so shocked. And then she paused and rolled up her window and pulled up a little bit.
Fled from the scene of the crime.
Kind of like edgy Denny's.
Edgy Denny's.
I don't like people littering. That's such a preventable thing.
It is.
All right, well, if you're so edgy, tell me if you like Ignacio's idea for a challenge. Since I was telling a friend from work about your crazy sudden death punishment, and he gave me a great idea. What if between Jaybird and Denny's they do a competition and the loser gets breast implants for a year?
Why is it just me and Denny's?
Yeah, really.
Why can't the Bronx get in on this?
Yeah, I know. I'd love to have them.
I have to buy all new shirts, Kev.
And he wrote here, Dennis already have Jason's tattooed on his ass. Would be taking it to the next level.
So,
Already got a tattoo. Fuck it. Give me some boobs.
this guy's always got some good advice. Yeah, let's do it.
Yeah. I left V and Kev out since you two are more mature parents. Aha. That's what it is.
All right, introduce me to these mature parents.
I'm like, yeah, what? Elizabeth sent an email, said, hey, I saw Jimmy Fallon doing the Read My Lips idea that you guys did on his show.
Yeah, man, he totally stole it from us.
Yeah.
Fallon.
There's a lot of TV guys that now are doing a lot of radio bits. Radio is always, we've always taken ideas from late night TV too. But yeah, it's
Read My Lips
both
was
ways.
way before us, by the way.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but I think everybody kind of borrows and tries different stuff out.
You try to borrow, make it your own. To me, you never want to rip something off completely. You want to borrow. If you're going to borrow it, try to make it your own.
Make a modification.
John sent in an email, said, hey, I'm a couple days behind on things, but I want to give a direct Jerby quote. Quote, notoriously known I am for getting shitty partners. If you continue to talk like Yoda, continue to lose, you will. Use your superior smartitudes, then like ass, you will not suck, young Jedi.
I know there's an insult in there.
Disguised in the voice of Yoda.
Sometimes when I get passionate, I really can't speak well.
And Mandy sent this email for you on the tip of Star Wars. Star Wars suits.
Oh, that's
See that on
badass.
KVJ
Boss.
TV.
I will own that.
Yeah, that is a suit that has got, I mean, everything. It's old school. It's got Han, Luke, Leia, R2-D2, Yoda, all on there. Even stormtroopers.
That is old school.
Yeah.
No Jar Jar Binks.
No Kylo Ren.
Yeah, they haven't done a lot of Jar Jar Binks marketing.
That's because Jar Jar Binks, that you could argue, ruined the franchise.
Worst character in the.
It was definitely a speed bump in its greatness.
It was. Yeah, he likes to digitally take shit out and add shit. Why don't you fucking add Jar Jar getting shot or something?
Or change him out to a
Or
different.
take him out.
Yeah, better character.
Yeah, there was a place where he could have easily and quickly gotten run over at the beginning of that one.
You could have easily killed off Jar Jar. You still could kill off Jar Jar.
Yeah. And then digitally remove him from the rest of the movie.
He is the black eye on the entire franchise. Wouldn't you say Jar Jar Binks, the worst character, not only to come out of that franchise, arguably out of any movie ever?
It's bad. I mean, if you want to say the worst part of Star Wars, yeah, that's probably number one.
Does he make any appearances in the newer ones?
He does in the next one, but they have him totally sedated. Like all of a sudden now he's on tranquilizers.
And I think
he's mellow.
There's a part 2. They did, I think, added him to Return of the Jedi when the Ewoks destroy. When they destroy everyone's dance at the Ewok place.
Yeah.
You hear Jar Jar when they show his hometown.
What the heck?
They added that bullshit in there.
Yeah, well, they've not only gotten heat for being an awful character, but they kind of got on George Lucas, like going, okay, they thought it was like a stereotypical kind of like Jamaican type thing. And
Yeah.
And the thing too is he won't back down. You'll see interviews, and clearly everyone hates Jar Jar. And he's he's like a politician. It's like everyone loves Jar Jar. Everyone thinks Jar Jar's the best. Kids love Jar Jar. No, they don't. Anyone over 12 fucking hates Jar Jar.
Yeah, that whole movie felt like a kid's movie to me, kind of.
It was a little kiddie.
it got a little too. I mean, not that the Ewoks were.
But it still had a level of adult to it. It's still, I get, but it still wasn't even close.
No.
Jar Jar stepping in poop and, I step in poop.
You do a pretty good Jar Jar.
Thanks.
Key sent an email, said, hey, I'm listening to a podcast from President's Day, and I realize this is a best of replay of bit segments. One potential solution to Jaybird losing keys is to get the thing called Tile. You ever heard of that? It's a small Bluetooth device that makes sound and lights up when it's activated by the Tile app. Obviously, the app would have to be installed on your phone of someone responsible to help him find his keys. But the point is, they be found. Food for thought.
I like it.
I've looked
Okay.
into those tiles. They're pretty cool. They kind of go on a keychain, though. It's kind of like a keychain decorative thing.
People always give me great advice. I really do appreciate it.
It's just, don't always follow it.
It's not that. It's not that I don't want to. I just forget shit.
Yeah. There's an app that I found. It's called Akinator. And I think the whole thing about it is it will guess, like you think of a character, and then it will guess who it is. And they say usually it only takes like a couple times before it completely figures out who you're talking about and thinking about.
Okay, give
Like
me.
you would think of, like, for instance, a celebrity. Could be like an actor, a singer, whatever. Like you could do Taylor Swift. And then it starts asking you questions, and then you answer kind of like a yes, no with it, and then it pretty quickly is supposed to figure out exactly.
Is it like 20 questions? Because they had that old game, 20 questions. It'll guess what you're thinking.
It sounds like it's like that, except it's, kind of like more on the line of,
Celebrities.
yeah, celebrities.
Are we able to play it or no?
Yeah, I'll play here in a second. It just gave me the spinning circle of death, and it's been going for about a minute and a half. I don't know why. So if it corrects itself and stops going, yeah, we'll try it out.
If I'm in the worst mood ever and that circle, Denny's to see me have the worst meltdowns when that circle of death comes on the computer. Because it can really mess up your day. If you have something you have to get done on a timeline and that circle of death comes up.
Yeah.
It's so horseshit.
It always comes up when you're trying to show somebody a video.
Every time
and then you close it and you open it and it's too late.
Hey, Kevin, look at this video. Oh, great. The circle of death is up. Every time I try to show Kevin a video.
Okay, so it says, think about a real or a fictional character. I will try to guess who it is.
Okay.
Okay, so let's go. Who are we going to do?
I'll do a fictional character. I'm
You'll
thinking of it.
Okay, think about a real or fictional character.
I'm thinking of it.
Okay, let's see here. It says, let's go. All right. Is your character real?
Well, the character in the movies,
So he'd be fictional, right?
he's fictional.
It's fictional. Okay, so is your character real? I will say no. Does your character wear shoes?
Yes.
Is your character's gender female?
No.
Is your character from a TV series?
No.
Does your character play in Harry Potter?
No.
Has your character ever been in a movie?
Yes.
Okay. Does the name of your character appear in the title of a movie?
It does not.
Okay. This is question number 8. Is your character bad?
Yeah, there's no way you're going to get this. Yeah, I'm so anxious to see what you get. He's definitely bad.
Okay, it's question number 9. Does your character wear a mask?
No.
Okay. Does your character live in America?
Yes.
Okay. It's question number 11. Has your character killed humans?
In the movie? No.
Okay. Is your character animated?
No. Personality is, but he's not a cartoon. So it's a real acting.
Okay. Question number 13. Is your character a teenager?
Yes. Yes.
Okay. Question number 14. Is your character from a book?
No.
Okay. Is your character in a sequel?
There was a sequel. He was not in it.
I think I know who it is.
You do.
I don't even need the Akinator.
There's no way you know.
Are you thinking of Teen Wolf?
No.
Was your character famous in the 80s? Question number 16.
I mean, yeah, his character was sort of famous for the people who love this movie, for sure.
Okay, say yes.
Yes.
Okay. Is your character linked with drugs?
In the movie, sort of, yeah. There's a part where he is.
Okay, let's see. Is he going to do it in 20? Is your character constantly mad at their father?
Their father wasn't in it, but their grandfather was, and he was always sort of kind of annoyed with him. So, yeah.
Okay.
I guess, right?
Is your character a rebel?
Not really a rebel, no.
Okay. And is your character blonde?
Nah, it's shaggy brown hair.
Okay, it's not going to do it in 20. Does your character live with their father?
Yeah.
Well, isn't the father dead or whatever you said?
I didn't say it was
in the movie.
He wasn't. I mean, the
I think
father
we-
wasn't even in the movie.
Okay, has your character ever died in a movie?
No.
Okay. All right, this sucks.
It does, man.
Yeah.
What did it say?
is
What was
it?
its guess?
Spalding from Caddyshack. Spalding.
What an obscure character.
What are you talking about? Spalding the kid. I want a hot dog. I want a hamburger. He was the main punky.
Wait, did you answer it right? I don't know if we did it right. Because you said...
You know, we played 20 questions not too long ago, and Jason he said he outwitted the computer, but some of his question replies were not that great.
I outwitted the computer again. I answered everything. In fact, I answered it like a fucking on trial. I gave very good detail.
What did it come
Okay.
up with, Kevin?
Is your character a member of a club? I'm going to say I'll give it to 25. Does your character smoke? Yes.
Yeah. You don't really
Uh-huh.
see it, but it's kind of implied.
Okay, here we go. It is going to guess. Congrats, you're an expert player. Your character is hard to guess. But I believe I've got it. To find out and unlock the out characters, the free version includes only the most popular characters.
Put your information in, Kev.
Oh, man.
That's how they get you.
If you get it right,
Yeah.
free blow pieces for everybody. If you get that right. That's how confident I am.
Really?
Oh, wait,
Okay.
yeah. There's no way you get it right.
Oh, it looks like it said Spalding.
What do you know?
What do you know?
What do you know?
Line up, fellas.
Spalding's not a bad character.
That's so random.
Yeah. Okay.
I hate that game, Kevin.
You do, man. You hate 20 questions.
If I was you, I'd edit that out for the replay.
Yeah, maybe I should. I didn't. I'm gonna try. Let me see. I'll see if I can get it. Let me just see.
Like a more recognizable character.
Yeah, something that's Spalding from.
Do the third kid from Children of the Corn. See if that one pops up. The third little girl in that one.
You got a lot of balls, Denny. You lead the league of
You're always trying to
obscure
break the system. Kevin's trying to have fun over here.
All right, let me see if I can get back to the beginning. Okay, now fuck.
Fuck.
Yeah.
I broke the bit.
Yeah. That's not very good. Let me see here. Got another one about. Let me see about the all the pole dance. Remember we were talking about that on the party bus because we're getting ready to put together another party bus for St. Patty's Day.
Did we get an answer?
Well, yeah, I got an email here from Danielle. She said, "Hey guys, okay, now you're talking about the last best boat tour, and we wound up taking a bus, and
It's a little confusing.
Boat, yeah,
There's no boat.
The crazy wild chick that gave Jason a dance on the face jumped on the pole after Jason and the pole hit Augusto in the head.
I never hit him in the head, man. That wasn't me. I'm telling you. Is that his girlfriend?
She said, oh, and by the way, I'm his wife.
Yeah, they're married. They live down in Lake Worth.
She said, I have a very disordered video.
I don't
Maybe
know, man.
distorted. I don't know.
I'm pretty sure I was chatting with him, so I was like, hey, Augusto, how's it going? And then all of a sudden this pole whacked him.
The crazy wild chick that gave Jason a dance on the face jumped on after Jason and the pole hit Augusto
she's
in the
right.
head.
Yeah, I knew it wasn't me. It was the other chick that jumped on the pole that hit him. I know I didn't do it. It wasn't me.
She is saying the crazy wild chick that gave Jason a dance on the face.
I'll write down the girl's name who did it.
Jumped on after Jason and the pole
Yes.
hit Augusto in the head.
It was-
after.
Wait, she's saying
No.
she jumped on after Jason and the pole hit Augusto in the head.
So the pole.
I think she's saying you hit him.
No. The pole had fallen off. I had done the pole solo by myself. That did not hit anybody. The girl that she's talking about jumped on the pole, whether that was before my pole or after. Everybody was drinking on that thing. That pole is the one. The one that the girl jumped on is the one that hit him in the head. I swear to you, man. Because I remember I was dealing with the salesperson. I said I was going to pay for it, and if I knew that I hit somebody in the head on top of paying for it, I would have been freaking out at that event. It wasn't me, man.
Yes, I'm reading it verbatim, so from that I'm a little confused as to what she's saying. Is she saying that you were on the pole and hit her husband in the head with it? Anyway, she has a very disordered video. We ought to take a look at that.
We've seen that video too, but that video is not going to tell much.
Okay. All right. Still, there's a mystery.
Yeah.
I'm gonna get
responded.
I'm gonna get banged for it. I know I am.
You are, huh?
They're already loosening the screws on the next stripper
Doesn't
pole
even
for
matter.
ya.
I'm gonna be guilty for this one. Virginia's too stubborn about it. She won't back down either, and she was drunker than anybody in the history of the fucking world.
You're right.
She's got no.
Yeah, that's why I don't think I could go with her credibility. But
She's trying to tell me no. What are you talking about?
but if Danielle's saying you did and she has a video, then I don't know how you can not go with.
Danny, I would like to talk to him. I want to talk to Augusto.
Okay. All right. We'll try to set that up. Let me see. Somebody putting Virginia on blast said, what's up, guys? I cringed so hard when Virginia said Coachella is the best music festival. Is it big? Yes. Are there bullshit celebrities all over the place taking Instagram pictures? You betcha. Music festivals are just as much about the vibe as they are about the music. I've been to festivals all over the country, and I got to tell you, Okeechobee Music Festival is one of the best. Sunshine Grove is an awesome venue. The people attending are some of the friendliest you'll ever meet, and the lineup is incredible, especially if you're into EDM. Techno isn't the only genre of EDM, Jason. Expand your mind. I highly encourage you to join the Okie family. I promise it'll be an incredible experience. So there's Chris.
Okeechobee plus techno? Sign me up.
Yes.
I'm just kidding.
Everything you want.
I actually do love Okeechobee.
Okeechobee's cool.
It's very peaceful out there.
And Stacy, just clearing up, said, my son is a Marine, and per him, in boot camp, if you don't want to do something, run push-ups, don't wake up and get to the line in time in the morning, the drill instructor will actually punish the rest of the platoon. And then the platoon will take care of the lazy ass and be sure that he is properly motivated.
We talk about ordering a code red? Is that what we're talking about?
Well, I think it's about it's about motivating the people in your platoon.
You guys don't tell me about that code red, right?
No, is that where they like soap sock you?
That's the from Few Good Men. Did you order the code red? You're damn right I did.
Yes.
I love that.
Right. It's kind of like the code that exists.
Yeah, well, let's say we're all in the Army. According to a few
Somebody's
good men,
not pulling their weight.
if you're not pulling your weight when you go to bed at night, me and Kev are going to hold your ass down, and
Soap
other
sock.
guys are going to fuck you up with some soap.
Soap sock, yeah.
Yeah, I assume a lot of things have changed. I mean, I was even looking at. I watched that Full Metal Jacket.
That's got the soap sock in it.
Well, yeah, I was. Yeah, it does, and I was watching a little bit of that. And the one thought that I had seeing that, if you haven't seen the Full Metal Jacket, I mean, the drill instructor. I mean,
He's iconic.
One, I can't imagine it. You know, watching it then, it was like the '80s, a long time ago. I haven't seen that thing in probably 20 years. And going back and watching, the first thing I thought, I'm like, there's no way you could do that in the military today. One, he's slapping soldiers. There's no way you could do that. And two, just the language that he's saying. I mean, anybody who is gay would take total offense to anything he's saying. I'm sure you can't do that now, right?
I don't know. That's
I don't
a
know.
great question, especially about the language thing. I mean, are they really going to be pussyfooting around when you're in boot camp? To me, it seems like there's no fucking way.
Yeah, I kind of wonder. That was
Like if you were in the military and the guy you're during the basic training, they wanted to call you, "Come on, you beady-eyed fuck," and they were really just drilling you like that. I think you just gotta take it, right?
I mean, stuff like that, I think you would probably just have to take it. But I mean, there's a lot of other stuff.
if they drop like slurs or something at you.
Yeah, I'm going to I'll drop a little bit of this on you, just so you guys can check it out. But yeah, just so you know, here's some of the stuff that had happened.
I am Gunnery Sergeant Hartman, your senior drill instructor. From now on, you will speak only when spoken to. And the first and last words out of your filthy sewers will be, sir. Do you maggots understand that?
Sir, yes, sir.
Bullshit, I can't hear you. Sound off like you got a pair.
Sir, yes, sir.
If you ladies leave my island, if you survive recruit training, you will be a weapon. You will be a minister of death praying for war. But until that day, you are pukes. You are the lowest form of life on earth. You are not even human fucking beings. You are nothing but unorganized, grabastic pieces of amphibian shit. Because I am hard, you will not like me. But the more you hate me, the more you will learn. I am hard, but I am fair. There is no racial bigotry here. I do not look down on niggers, kikes, wops, or greasers. Here you are all equally worthless. And my orders are to weed out all non-hackers who do not pack the gear to serve in my beloved corps.
Yeah, so I mean, stuff like that. There's no way.
I don't. That's a great question. I guarantee you're gonna have a lot of emails with people that
For
have the
sure.
answer with that.
I would just be curious. Yeah, I can't imagine there's any way you could use that kind of language. And I mean, you know, I don't know.
But it seems weird though that the Marines or in basic training have to be politically correct.
Well, you know, we
Yeah.
have the discussions about, you know, our more PC climate than it was 20 and 30 years ago, and there's a lot of stuff you're like going, oh wow, you can't imagine. You watch old TV shows, old
Yes.
movies, and you're just like, holy crap! Like now, it's such a shock to your system to see it. And then first thing I thought when I was watching, I'm like, well, there's no way you could get away with saying this stuff. And he was striking Pyle hard in the face. He's like, bam! He's like, what side was that? And he's like, left side, sir. Bam! He'd hit him really hard on the right side. What side was that?
That's not even the best part of it is rant. That what you just played, that's just the beginning.
He goes into the.
There's parts where he really starts to rip them individually apart.
Yep, he goes down the line.
Oh, he's getting on him. Yeah. I mean, what he does with Pyle. And that's the thing, too, in the movie, in a sense. I mean,
Well, he ultimately leads to the demise of Pyle.
well, I mean, the first thing I was thinking is you talk about, you know, PTSD, and if you got somebody like to that I mean, I understand you're wanting to make somebody hardened for battle, but at the same time, when do you get to a point where you've actually done too much and somebody freaking loses their mind? Here's what he said. This is the rant that he had on Pyle in this movie.
Did your parents have any children that lived?
Sir, yes, sir.
I bet they regret that. You're so ugly you could be a modern art masterpiece. What's your name, fat body?
Sir, Leonard Lawrence, sir.
Lawrence what, of Arabia?
Sir, no, sir.
That name sounds like royalty. Are you royalty?
Sir, no, sir.
Do you suck dicks?
Sir, no, sir.
Bullshit, I bet you could suck a golf ball through a garden hose.
Sir, no, sir.
I don't like the name Lawrence. Only faggots and sailors are called Lawrence. From now on, you're Gomer Pyle.
Sir, yes, sir.
I mean, there's no way, right?
Dude, I don't know, man.
Yeah,
that's,
I don't know
That's
either.
a really great question. Is anyone in the chat room saying it? There's got to be someone with military background that knows that answer.
Yeah, this is Full Metal Jacket, a movie that came out in the 80s.
how far can a drill sergeant go with his language?
Yeah. Martha said, when I was in the United States Marine Corps, 1991 to 1995, boot camp was just like it is on Full Metal Jacket. So in the early 90s, that's what it was. Katie said they break you down so that they can build you up. And it is a core. It's almost like you go in and like they could say anything they want. But I mean, is that still...
And is that a philosophy too? How did they come up with that philosophy by breaking someone down and building them up? Is that like a psychology thing?
I think the biggest thing about it, and anybody who's been in battle will tell you, I mean, you can't, I don't know how you can possibly even get someone prepared for the horrors of what you see in battle and what happens. And so that's, in a sense, what they're trying to do. They're trying to get to you. But I think the thing that's interesting is studying the psychology of getting men and women ready for battle. Is what is that line between, because you see that's a big problem now is soldiers that come back from war and PTSD and trying to get them to readjust. I mean, how do you go from that lifestyle to then all of a sudden you're just driving to work? You know?
And the other question I had, can you have the what's it called? PSTD, is that what it is?
Post-traumatic
PTSD.
Can you get that if you've been in the military and have never been in war?
Yeah, I would assume so.
I'm sure,
the
right?
movie,
Absolutely.
what you would see in Full Metal Jacket is he drives that guy Pyle to really have PTSD, and the guy loses his mind. I mean, because of how he rides him, and that's.
I wonder if that's
only halfway through the film.
It's an interesting study now. I mean, now that movie came out in the '80s, and that was a very popular movie. Credited movie.
I'm wondering in the history too, because you know they got it on file somewhere. How many people, and if was it a lot through basic training, just like that movie? Did a lot of people really just break down because they couldn't handle it?
How many other people? Yeah, did
you don't ever
kind of
hear
story?
about that stuff.
Yeah, I think they just discharge them.
Yeah, it's fascinating stuff. You know, do they have limitations now on what they can do and what they can say, and can they strike a member like that? Because like I said, he was hitting him hard in that one scene where he's going back and forth on Pyle.
Well, then his defense would be, okay, you're going to be glad I gave you this tough training when you're in the shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, when you get
You don't want to be
shot at.
soft out there.
I could see the argument for both sides. And I guess almost my take is just, look, unfortunately, you may have to go through the worst nightmare training to get yourself ready for the absolute worst nightmare ever.
See, I feel like you can still be jerky and vulgar and loud without being racial and doing racial slurs.
Yeah.
And I think that would be, because to me, you would want to try to build your core together.
Yeah, but I mean, let's say that you were a long-serving corpsman and you've been a drill sergeant now for 25 years.
And you got to change your routine.
And when you started, you're used to emotion and yelling, and you probably have catchphrases like a comedian does and things in your head. And then they change it one day, and you go out there, and imagine that. You're in the heat of everything, and you're yelling, and you throw out a slur, a racial epithet, something like that. And now all of a sudden, can they go back and say, all right, no, you're fired, or you're being discharged, or whatever?
Well, we'll definitely get answers on it. We may not get them today, but we'll have some answers.
Yeah, no, because
I really want to know.
Yeah, I do too, because that was the one thing I was listening to that. That's what really struck me when I was checking out that clip last night. I'm like, there's no way they can allow this today, right?
The other thing I always thought, too, you know, you always see like in movies where the guy's a slacker and he goes to the army, they send him to the army. But what if you really do get a guy that just does not, let's go, we're running 10 miles right now, I don't feel like doing it. Do you get to a point where you can get physical with that person? Or you just discharge? If you discharge them, that's what they want.
Probably more than ever, yeah, you discharge. Well, I mean, a lot of people, I mean, because we don't have the draft. I mean, they're there because
they want to
signed
be.
up. And if they have, then they have a dishonorable discharge and you kick them out.
Or they turn the team against them, so the team punishes them.
Yeah.
And maybe that's how things
kind
get
of the
done.
Control there, yeah.
Yeah.
Off the books.
I had some friends that went off, you know, back in the day, like 2004, 2005-ish, and they said that it was still pretty brutal in boot camp for them. So
yeah, and I'm sure it is. I'm sure, without a doubt, the yelling still exists, all that kind of stuff. I'm sure they say lots of swear words. They probably still say awful things. And
but the racial stuff, or like the homophobic stuff.
Right, absolutely. Those are the two areas that I now wonder if that is completely off limits, and the other is striking an officer. I mean,
I don't think you
can't
can
strike
do
an
that.
officer.
That's instant
you mean
discharge.
striking a?
Yeah. I'm sorry.
recruit.
Yeah, recruit. Sorry.
I think if you strike an officer, I think you get your
it's
ass.
game over.
No,
Yeah.
if you would do that, yeah, that'd be a dishonorable discharge.
Fucked.
Yeah. So what is it like today in today's military? I don't know. All right, y'all. That's about it for today. You can send us your emails, mail at kvjshow.com. Let us know what you got. Easy thing to do. Y'all have a great Monday. We'll talk to you later. Goodbye.
Cleveland, Florida provides individualized treatment plans for excellent outcomes of health problems, ranging from the most common to the most complex, even in cases considered untreatable by others. Cleveland Clinic, Florida. Every life deserves world-class care.